To change a brake line on BMW, first you need to open the hood and locate the brake fluid reservoir and remove as much brake fluid from the reservoir as possible. The next step on removing the BMW brake hose is to locate the locking nut that connects the brake line to the brake hose. You loosen that up and then you can disconnect the line right here. Then you unhook the line from the strut bracket. It simply just pulls away from these brackets. Next is use a 40mm wrench to disconnect the brake line from the brake caliper. Even though the brake fluid reservoir is empty, the brake lines still have brake fluid in them, so put a catch can underneath to collect any brake fluid that will come out when you disconnect the line. Install the new brake hose in reverse order, connected to the brake caliper first, route it the same exact way as the old brake hose, then connect it to the brake line. The next step is to bleed the brake line, and you'll need a helper with this step. You fill up the brake reservoir with brake fluid, and then you come here to the bleed screw. You loosen that up. You just need to turn that a little bit to just loosen. You don't need to remove that screw. And then you'll see brake fluid coming up right there. So you'll start the car. Your friend will start the car and pump the brake pedal a few times, then hold it down pressed. And while he holds it down pressed, you lock that. And then he repeats the procedure, pumps the brake pedal a few times, then you loosen up the nut, and then as soon as you see that brake fluid come out, you lock it again. And you can repeat that procedure until you don't see any more air bubbles coming out of this bleed screw right here. When changing all 4 brake hoses, you want to start the bleeding procedure at the wheel that's furthest away from the brake fluid reservoir. So start the bleeding procedure at the rear right or rear passenger side brake line, then you move to the rear driver side, then you move and bleed that front right or front passenger line. Then the last thing you want to bleed is that front driver side brake line.